Hello all and welcome back to the Walrus Plays The Binding of Isaac's Daily Run as Judas. And of course, as part of this, I've got to remember not to take too much damage since I only have half a heart, so I'm going to die if I'm really not careful. Goodness gracious, I hate these seeking ones. Go away. Okay, I can flood the room with poop and see what we get. I'm very much praying for some hearts. To be fair, the petrified poop would be particularly helpful, shockingly enough, who would have guessed. And as I've had previously, the fantastic effects of the petrified poop and the power of the card against humanity does mean that you can end up with some absurdly good combinations out of your poo. Yeah, that's a very, very strange sentence to actually say at any point. Goodness gracious. So yes, I will also admit I have actually been out of the country, hence why I did a stack of Peglin videos. Now, I do very much enjoy playing Peglin, hence why I did it for a solid week. But now that I'm back in the UK, I will actually be playing some more daily runs of Isaac, because it's a game I want to play every day. Because why would I not? It's Isaac, it's amazing. Now, I was actually out of the country in the Netherlands at a con called VeeamCon, where I managed to acquire myself a plushie Junimo. I know, thoroughly exciting stuff. But I am a big Stardew Valley fan, if some of my content didn't leave that to be the obvious there. So, I mean, I'm shocked. No petrified poop. Look at all this poo I've destroyed. I mean, I've got a soul heart, which is at least good, but can I get something slightly better here? Come on! Especially since we're only going to Mum, so the more time I waste on this, the less time I've got to waste, well, in theory, waste later on. However, my innate completionist nature is making me want to do it. Admittedly, the first thing I did as soon as I grabbed that card, I was like, okay, I know I can probably get at least half a heart out of all of these poo. And shockingly enough, I did, so that has kept me alive, especially after taking that initial bit of damage. There was some... Finally! Look at that, with one poo to go. Well, that could have been better, but at least we've, well, we got it now, I guess. Definitely could have gone better there. Okay, well, that's not really the end of the world. That enemy is dead. You know what, I'm just going to fight the boss initially straight away. I've also got 15 cents, which isn't bad. I mean, I could buy an item with that, so maybe that might work out in my favour. Let's see what happens with the gurglings. Oh, that's half a heart off. Thankfully, it's only a soul heart, but it's still annoying all the same. Go on, suffer. Ah, okay, we've got even more money. Now, when I first kept grabbing the Pageant Boy, I genuinely thought that the name for the item was Party Boy. And I'm not entirely sure why I thought that, other than the fact that apparently I actually can't read. Which, you know, that is a thing. Mild levels of dyslexia, but, you know, can't really blame that on that. At the same time, I don't know if anyone else does the same, you know, the assumptive reading, when you look at something quickly, maybe a little too quickly, and you think you know what it said. So I've done that a few times, like when I was living in the United States, I actually totally misinterpreted how one says Chick-fil-A. I added an extra A in there, so it was Chick-a-filla, which is, you know, I don't know what I was smoking when I read that sign. But it's the wonderful joys of being an idiot. Righty, okay, so Box of Friends is on offer. I mean, it's not a terrible item. That's really what I was hoping for, was at least a key. We're going to pop that. That's lame. We are going to use that because we might as well have a secret room, and it's a pill. Something's wrong. So unfortunately, we now have a slightly slower tier rate, so hopefully we can actually get something like this room of poo a little bit better off in the next floor. Down we plop, and I mean, again, we're about 4 and a bit minutes in, I think. What are we at the moment? Yeah, 4 minutes 24. So I need to rapidly do this floor, which it shouldn't be too much of a problem, I don't think. I'm going to pop the Book of Belial there. Just need the extra damage out of the put at the moment here, because I don't really have much. Well, I say much. I haven't had any upgrades. I've only had a downgrade, if anything. Go away. What's this? An Algiers. Okay, that could be helpful. Ah! This is also helpful. Super bandage for some extra hearts. I'm feeling a little bit more tanky now, which is lovely. Ooh, and some more money. Right, so I'm going to go in here. And we're going to run away. Now, I am holding on to the Algiers for one reason. If there is a arcade, then we can play the blood bank. And that's kind of what I'm hoping that there is one. But it doesn't look like that might be the case, which is a shame. Okay, so that did work out exactly as I hoped. Unfortunately, that was... I could have avoided taking any damage in the curse room, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, there's the arcade. That's what I was expecting. What this should hopefully allow me to do is utilize the Algiers to eat up a load of damage from the blood bank. And using that... Oh, I could get Spoonbender. Now that would make me a very happy man. Because Spoonbender's great. Who doesn't want homing shots? That's glorious. And at the end of the day, I can also take the 2 hearts of damage I've actually got, so it's not really too much of a problem for me at the moment. It's just going to be see how much money we can actually get out of it. It's a shame that I haven't got anything else that might benefit from taking damage, like Cambion Conception or anything, but we'll live. I mean, I know it's... I'm in a decent place. Okay, so we've got 0 luck, so this is the tricky bit, unfortunately. So, come on. Come on, Crane Machine. Now, I mentioned it before, I'm absolutely terrible at claw machines. They're not something I'm super enamored with as a device doth go. And I'm just bad at them, which, you know, sucks. Wow, I've wasted nearly 50 cents on that. I say wasted, it is... Oh, okay. I'll live with that. Oh, okay, so I really want to get some more money out on this one because yes, yes, yes for all of those. Okay, so let's quickly extinguish these fires. Can we get any more hearts? Okay, yes. Okay, 7 minutes. I'm frittering time, and unfortunately my stupid brain's going, yeah, but you could get more. You could do better. Right, let's see if I can... Okay, so we've got 2 pulls on it. One more. Nope. C'est la vie. Right, off we trot. To the right. Let's get the hell out of here. And let's go, go, go. But, to be fair, Spider Buddy is pretty useful. The homing shots, again, pretty damn useful. Yeah, so of course there's a couple of items that would be really good if I can get them. For example, if I get Brimstone offered in the Devil Deal, well, we're kind of golden there, aren't we? Because why on earth would I not want that? Okay, so at least I can track how much damage I need to do to all these. So I do need a little bit more damage to kill the flies with this thing here, which is good at least. Now, I would like to use the Book of Belial, but I'm going to save that for the boss. I think that's probably more prudent. And you're dead, and you're also dead. Lovely. Okay, so we've got a single half a heart there. Now, I'm also painfully aware that I've had a little bit more traction with my coupons run that was Azazel, where I definitely made some questionable decisions. And I think it was quite right that I pointed out that I dropped Guppy's head. Now, the thing I find with Guppy's head is it is a fantastic item, and yes, actually, I probably should have kept it. But at the same time, the option for shenanigans was there. And I'm a big fan of shenanigans. Okay, so I don't have Brimstone, but I could get Lord of the Pit. Yeah, screw it. Let's have some Demon Wings. Because speed up is nice. I can move a bit quicker. Yes, I do. I'm allowing myself to miss out on the Tech Point 5. Because now I really need to be a bit quicker. And yeah, I've made some catastrophic potential mistakes in this run already, but when's a run that I don't? And the Lord of the Pit is just going to give me that nice speed boost, and it's just going to keep me going. Yes, I don't have any red hearts now, so I can't really play a blood bank right now, but again, I'm not too bothered. Lovely, so we killed off those, and we found the boss already. So, I'm potentially tempted to just zip on through, but let's just very quickly explore, because I want to find out what's on this side, mostly because I wanted to charge up my item. I want to make sure that I actually have the charging. Now, okay, so I've taken a bit of damage there, that's fine. Question mark, speed up, so that's also very good. Okay. It's not an item I would ever write home about, I would suggest. It's an item. I think it's probably the nicest way of putting it. Ah, I didn't need to do that. Do I take Mr. Me? Yeah, screw it. I mean, yes, okay, the Book of Belial is kind of a good item. I say kind of a good item. Of course, it's a very good item. But right now, I'm kind of feeling... yeah, screw it. Let's give it a go. Mr. Me is an item I don't often use as much as I probably should. And I think that's the thing. I need to try and figure out. I know some of the items are very much like S-tier items. And there are definitely very many of them, like Brimstone, for example, Godhead. And I know that other items are probably not in that same sort of vein. But I need to really use them more. And I think that's something that was, to be fair, really holding me back in my games of Peglin. Because I was struggling a little bit. No, I didn't want to do that. To really get my way out of certain issues that were sort of popping up and finding it difficult to fight the bosses. And, yeah, I was also kind of hoping that I'd get a devil deal proper, not a stupid deal. So I am going to go back, grab that Book of Belial, and I'm going to get the hell out of Dodge with it. Because, yes, I want to increase my devil deal chance, and yeah, it could have been better, but it's not an item that I'm very good with. I think it's probably the nicest way of putting it. But I can live with that. And it's one of the reasons why, actually, as sort of going back to the Azazel coupon run, one of the reasons in my head, logically, and it sounds potentially very stupid, logically, but once I've grabbed Guppy's head, I feel confident in my progression towards, for goodness sake, all these troll bombs, very annoying, in becoming Guppy. So that's one of the three, of course, duh. And then, of course, I know that if I've got Guppy, then I get flies whenever I hit an enemy. Now, yes, strictly speaking, the other items I had, which, you know, the double use of it, so it would have had 8 flies each time, and there are other items that, trinkets that make it even better. So it probably was genuinely a foolish decision to ditch it, but at the same time, the amount of extra random stuff that I got from the coupon run, purely by having both of those items, it seemed to work out alright. And it was funny, for me at least. I think that's probably the best way of putting it. It was entertaining for me and myself. But yeah, I'm very painfully aware, yeah, it probably wasn't the most optimal decision, and I still completed the run and still placed reasonably high, so I wasn't too upset by it. Like this run, where it's I've wasted time. I hate that item. And there's me saying, like, oh no, I need to try and use different items that, you know, but the trouble is there are certain items I just cannot get on with, that being one of them. Because I don't like the directional targeted shot like that. And one of the other things I have found is, because I play with a controller, and I know it's broken, hence why sometimes my shots go off on really bizarre trajectories, so I'm painfully aware that is an issue, so don't worry. Unfortunately, I've currently got the, now that since I've been away in the Netherlands, I haven't actually had a chance to fully complete the repairs on the Bluetooth controller that I have that's actually from my Xbox on my desk at the moment. But I have components on order, so once they arrive, then I'll be able to fix it. It shouldn't be too difficult. It's just sat in bits on my desk. Again, not the end of the world. And, yeah. But one of the things, as I was going to say, actually, is, you know, as I went on as I'm wont to do so, my usual bizarre rambles. Okay, I think the Spectral Tear is probably going to be the best thing I've got here. Right, off we go. Yeah. essentially what I was trying to say is, like, the look video technique, I think is a really powerful item. I really like using it. But when you use it with a keyboard and mouse, I found it very difficult to use. I don't know if that's anyone else has sort of experienced that. It's harder to use because you kind of got to juggle a lot more with it. Whereas with a keyboard, with a controller, that's not as much of an issue, I find, because of the way that you just hold the control stick down to shoot. And yeah, you can hold the buttons like I am now. I'm just holding the X key down just to ping off some shots to the left. But using the stick is kind of what I'm more used to. And it works. It works nicely, I think is probably the best way of putting it. Okay, let's grab that. Let's put a bomb there. What's this one do? Queen of Hearts. Okay, that could be useful. But yeah, it's an interesting sort of like conundrum, right? Whether it's easier to control the game with keyboard and mouse or with a controller. And it's interesting, like, I don't play first-player shooters much on my PC anymore, as, you know, I played them loads as a kid. I played, like, the Rise of the Triad and the Wolfenstein series of games, and, goodness, Command & Conquer Renegade, because that was my really big first-player shooter that I played a lot. Yeah, I know, of all the weird and wonderful, oddball FPS games to be playing. It's the one I started playing competitively online when I was a young lad, and actually playing with a group of Dutch people. Actually, we were part of my brother and I were part of a clan, the Dark Clan. Such edgy. Bear in mind, we were like 12, 13, so kind of a kid. But yeah, it was a funny old game. But I think it's interesting when you sort of look at what games work better for you in controllers. And because I've not really played many first-player shooters on my PC, I think the last one I played might actually have been the original BioShock, if I think about it. Yeah, that was quite a while back, that when that came out. Bought the collector's edition one at its initial release. But, you know, rambling aside there, I'm aware that keyboard and mouse certainly has some advantages, but I've got kind of much more used to controllers, because I personally bought a lot more of my first-player shooters, and the ones that more tend to have the multiplayer, like Call of Duty and Battlefield and stuff like that. I play them on my Xbox because that's happened to be what most of my friends had, as I was lucky that I had a gaming PC. So finding out from friends where they played Command & Conquer 3 and Red Alert 3 on an Xbox felt bizarre. So I had to join in, and I thought it was a horrifying abomination of a thing. Playing a RTS game like that with a controller at such low resolution, oh, it hurt me deeply. Ugh, I hated it. Absolutely despised playing Red Alert 3 on a console. It just didn't make sense. But then again, as somebody who grew up playing the real-time strategy games more than any other genre, I would... Ooh, that's a really powerful one. Yes, please, I'll have that Sacred Heart. Let's extinguish the poo and grab those. And we'll just put a bomb there. And that could have been better. But okay, we're in a good place. But I think that's an interesting point as well, with the recent announcement of Dawn of War 4 coming out. And the fact that the developers kind of said that, yeah, we know it's not like the big ball, like the big guy in the yard really anymore. It's still good. Like, real-time strategy is still a game. It's just it's not as popular as its heyday, really. Which is interesting when you look at the continuous players of Age of Empires 2, which is, I would consider, one of the true classics, and has had so many revamps and redos, but in such a good way. Like, the way that they did the HD edition, which was amazing, and then suddenly you were like, oh, and then there's a remaster, which has just had so much constant support. And that's the sort of thing that I think we'd love to see as a real-time strategy player. And even chatting with some of the Dutch friends who I was at this convention with, and even talking about Dawn of War, it was very entertaining to see the sort of level of excitement that we have for that game. I think mostly because it was a fantastic game regardless. It's a universe that I'm in very much love with. I absolutely adore the Warhammer universes, and I think they're fantastic. It's why I play a lot of Total War as well. Not very good at it, but I play it. But it is a bit of a shame that a lot of companies have kind of moved away from it. There's a lot of falling into the way that Call of Duty 7 or whatever it's Black Ops 7. How is it Black Ops 7? Like, seriously. Ooh. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab this. And we're going to grab this, because then we want to get some black cards. Ooh, only 2, but it's something. Right, let's us grab that. Let's see what we get. Yeah. But yeah, my point is that it's sad that a lot of games have kind of, developers seem to have fallen into the Fortnite style of gameplay. And yeah, okay, fair enough, it was good for a while, but I've never been into it. Fortnite and PUBG, it's not my personal jam, I think is the best way of putting it. Totally understand that it is some people's, it's just not mine. But it does hurt a little bit, like, you know, deep down when I realised that, yeah, real-time strategy was kind of a niche comparatively. And yeah, it fell by the wayside. So I'm really anxiously hoping that we do see a little bit of a rebound, maybe, with Dawn of War 4. Especially considering, like, we've had Tempest Rising recently, which I think is a very good spiritual successor to the Command & Conquer series of games. Very much enjoyed that. I think it's a fantastic game. Very ridiculous, and it makes me laugh because you can see the influences. But I'd love to see, like, this is going to be a rare occasion. A little bit of praise for EA here. But I know, don't murder me. But they did well with the studio that made the Red Alert and Command & Conquer, the original ones. They made their remaster. They were fantastic. Like, genuinely felt so good to play. And I'd really like them to do the others. Come on, give me a remaster of Tiberian Sun and the Firestorm campaign. Because they were like... It felt really like the beginning of the end of the FMV ridiculous. Okay, yes, truth be told, Red Alert 3's still got some... come on, let's have some more. Let's have more of that. Anyway, as you can see, we are absolutely smashing our way through Boss Rush with no major issues, and actually I managed to finish enough with enough time. I think having forced myself to play a lot more in the way of trying to speed and make sure I get the Boss Rush, it hurts me deep down, I'm not going to lie. Every time I do it, it does hurt for not fully exploring, not fully identifying everything, because I always have that feeling of regret that I might have missed something. I'm not going to use this pill because I don't know what it is. And I know I used one earlier, but I realised that actually if I use these pills, I could get teleported out of this and not get the score for it. And I don't want that to happen. Oh yeah, I've got infinite bombs. Let's use those on some of these guys. That'll be fun. Go on then. Suck it. I love the fact that the infinite bombs, well, just the fact that there's quite a few bosses that struggle with bombs in the manner to which the good old Dodongo. Ow. For himself. Oh, ow. Right, I think I'm going to have to exterminate you quickly, aren't I? Get slapped. I love the fact that the Horde, like, the Horde friend just does an intense level of slapping. It's very important. Oh, okay, so we are victorious. We've got ourselves the slipped rib. Let's see what's under this skull, just because I can. Okay, I'm going to swallow the pill. Bombs are now key. We've got infinite, doesn't really matter. Let's find out where we placed in today's daily challenge of the Binding of Isaac. 160th. There we go. So that's pretty good. I'm feeling, you know, feeling reasonably good with that one. So if you have enjoyed, please do like, share, and subscribe. Why not leave a comment below? Let me know anything about the random stuff I've rambled about. Let me know about your favourite real-time strategy game, or what sorts of things that you enjoy and you actually kind of want to see video game developers to do. And heck, even sometimes when a company comes back and does something good for a rare change. But anyway, if you have liked, please do like, share, and subscribe, and hopefully I will catch you all again the next time the Walrus plays the Binding of Isaac's Daily Run.